When you hear the name Zidane, you think of goals, vision, passing, and incredible ball control. But this Zidane, Enzo Zidane, lacked all of these. So, listen to this. Did you know Enzo Zidane scored a goal on his first team debut for Real Madrid, only to announce his retirement at just 29? So, what went wrong? Was it the pressure of living up to that massive name, or was Enzo just not good enough? Carrying the Zidane name is no joke. Imagine having a dad who's won the Ballon d'Or, been a world champion, a European champion, and is basically a legend at Real Madrid and in French football. That's the kind of shadow Enzo Zidane had to grow up under. Enzo kicked off his career with Real Madrid's reserve team back in 2014, at just 19 years old. He wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps and make his own mark. Starting in Spain's third division, it wasn't easy. In his first season, he only got 8 games under his belt, but things picked up in the next year. He bagged 2 goals and dished out 10 assists over 38 matches. Not too bad, right? He was even coached by his dad, Zinedine Zidane, during this time, spending a year and a half learning under the man himself. Even Zidane Sr. had something to say about his son in an interview back in 2015. He joked, saying, "Is Enzo as good as his father? No, not yet, but he's only 19. It would be crazy if he were as good as I was at my peak already. I hope he'll be better than me someday." With that, Enzo slowly started becoming a reliable player at this level, showing signs of promise. By 2016, he was still with Real Madrid's reserve team, but he had a solid season with 5 goals and 5 assists in 32 matches. He even became the captain. His big moment came at 21 when he was called up to the first team for a Copa del Rey match against Cultural Leonesa. Subbing in for Isco at half-time, Enzo managed to score a goal. To start with Real Madrid and score a goal, that's every kid's dream. That's how Enzo Zidane felt after his big moment at the Bernabeu. He couldn't believe it happened with a win and a goal in front of a huge crowd. He was pumped, saying, "It's just the beginning. I have to keep working hard for more chances." But sadly, that goal was probably his last major highlight at Real Madrid. At 22, Enzo knew making it at a club like Real Madrid was next to impossible. So he packed his bags and headed for Deportivo Alavés, hoping to finally take off. But that's when things started going downhill. He played a couple of La Liga matches against big teams like Barcelona and Celta Vigo, but after a coaching change, Enzo got benched. Hard. He completely disappeared from the starting lineup, only playing a few more Copa del Rey matches before being pushed out of the door in winter. Next stop, Switzerland. He signed for Lausanne and had a decent run, becoming a starter and scoring 2 goals with 1 assist in 16 matches. Things were looking up. But, just as luck, the team finished last and got relegated to the second division. Enzo then tried to go back to Spain, joining Real Madrid on loan. He played in 33 games, sometimes as a starter, sometimes off the bench, but the impact just wasn't there. To make things worse, the team got relegated again by just 2 points. After returning to Lausanne, he wasn't kept on the team, so he went to Portugal for another shot, but it turned out to be more of the same bad luck. The team got relegated, and Enzo only played 11 matches with 2 goals before leaving in the winter to join Almeria. Even with an ambitious project ahead of him, Enzo couldn't break through. Just 4 appearances, and by October 2020, he was released from the club. After almost a year without a club, Enzo Zidane took a big risk at 26 and decided to head back to France. This time, he joined Rodez in League 2, hoping to find some stability and rediscover his love for the game. He arrived with high hopes, saying, "I just want to have fun on the pitch again. I want to enjoy myself and stay long term. I'm more of a passer, but I love to score, and I like breaking the lines with passes." It sounded like the fresh start he needed. But things didn't go as planned. He started strong, but by February, when the club was battling to stay in the league, Enzo disappeared from the lineup. He only managed 445 minutes across 16 appearances, and his return to French football didn't leave much of an impact. Rodez decided not to keep him, and Enzo ended up moving back to Spain, this time joining Fuenlabrada in the Madrid suburbs. Back in the Spanish third division, Enzo started to find his rhythm again. He scored 1 goal and provided 4 assists in 29 matches. His words showed he was still chasing that stability. "Fuenlabrada has given me a chance to enjoy football again, which has been tough in recent years. I'm here to find stability and become a footballer again. I love having the ball and making the final pass, But I'll give my all for the team because football is about constant back and forth. Despite these flashes of skill, Enzo only stayed at Fuenlabrada for 1 season. By July 2023, he found himself without a club again. After more than a year without playing, Enzo Zidane made the tough decision to retire at just 29. While he showed good form in the 3rd division and his technical skills were clear, he never quite managed to adapt to the top levels of the game or find the stability he was looking for. Enzo Zidane always dreamt of reaching the top level of European football, just like his father, Zinedine Zidane, one of the greatest to ever play the game. But as his time went on, Enzo realised his career wasn't progressing the way he hoped. Slowly, this took a toll on him, and in September 2024, he finally called it quits. His family fully supported his decision, and now he's focusing on his investments. While Enzo has stepped away from football, his 3 younger brothers, Lucas, Theo and Elias, are still playing for Granada, Cordoba and Real Betis, respectively. What's interesting is that if you look at their careers individually, without knowing their famous background, they'd seem like typical players coming out of Real Madrid's youth system, La Fábrica. But because they're Zidane's kids, their careers have captured the attention of fans everywhere, with people eager to see how far they'll go. Take Lucas Zidane, for example. His CV is pretty impressive. He's got a Champions League medal, 2 Club World Cups, a UEFA Super Cup, and a Supercopa de España, all won while his dad was coaching Real Madrid. Yet, despite his accomplishments, many doubted whether he was good enough for La Liga. Even though Zinedine Zidane always believed the 3rd-choice goalkeeper should be a youth player, critics couldn't look past the famous last name. Theo Zidane, the last of the Zidane brothers, signed a 2-year deal with Cordoba CF in the Segunda División. Like his dad, Theo plays as a midfielder. He's also represented France at the youth level, but needs to make the leap to senior football if he wants to add more to his tally of caps. He's been playing for reserve teams for most of his career, but it feels like his time to step up could be just around the corner. Then there's Elias, the youngest of the bunch. He's already earned 25 plus caps for France at the youth level. Unlike his brothers though, he never made it to Real Madrid's reserve team. Instead, he moved to the Betis reserves, prioritising his spot in the French youth squads. He's a physical and smart player, capable of playing both centre-back and left-back. It's too soon to tell how his career will turn out, but he's definitely someone to watch closely. As Enzo Zidane leaves the spotlight, there's another Enzo making waves. Enzo Aves, the son of Real Madrid legend Marcelo. Marcelo, a 58-time Brazilian international, played over 500 games for Real Madrid, winning the Champions League 5 times and becoming a 6-time Spanish champion. Now, at 36, he's winding down his career at Fluminense in Brazil. But Enzo Aves is already making his mark. At just 15, he made his debut for Real Madrid's Juvenile B team last weekend, a team usually reserved for players aged 17 to 18. Enzo is a lethal centre-forward and has already earned a spot in Spain's national youth team, scoring 4 goals in 5 games for the under-15s. While his father played for Brazil's national team, Enzo has chosen to represent his native Spain. Before you go, let us know in the comments. Do you want to see a video about Enzo Aves, Marcelo's son, and his rising career at Real Madrid? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.